Hello everyone, Angelo here, homeless filmmaker in LA. What's today, October 3rd? So it'll be 28 days until it's been my 2-year anniversary of moving into my car. Could be a lot more than that at this rate. Here at the park, sky in front of me there is all right. Back there it's all, I think that's smoke. There's I don't know if it's just an uncontrolled fire, but I know there's a controlled fire where they're burning like a bunch of fuel and stuff, and it might be there. I don't know. I saw a warning about it, like don't be alarmed, but definitely smoke coming out from behind the mountains. It must be at least 20 miles away, that direction. God damn, this hole in my pants is getting bigger every day. Jeans are finally giving out. Oh, these are great jeans. The longest lasting pair I've had in a long time. Feeling better today. I slept reasonably well, exercised well, eating well. Man, Daniel's Tacos. Sometimes they skimp on the tomatoes a little and chicken, but today, no, they put lots of lettuce, tomatoes, chicken, and avocado in this salad, a chicken salad that I got. I would say no cheese, no sour cream. It was good. I think by next week I should just start calling this job placement company every day until either they give me an interview or they place me somewhere or they kick me out, because this guy's broken his word now. He said he would call me. I've left like 3 or 4 messages for him to call me to set up an interview, which he said he would do already to people who applied for a job as a sanitation specialist, meaning it's just someone who cleans closed down public buildings due to the Trump virus. I guess I'll shave tonight. It has been so hot out, but I'm in the shade now, so it's not too bad. And I guess I'll shave tonight with my dollar store razors. I don't like going too long without shaving. Car's in great shape, thank goodness, man. It's holding up well. I don't like driving a whole lot because the drive to the dam, it's a little bit away from, it's a couple miles away from where I like to stay at, because the food bank is around there and other places I go to, and it's just easier to navigate than around here, which is, I guess it's considered Sylmar. I've seen it called Lakeview Terrace. I think I've seen it called just San Fernando Valley. I'm not sure. Or is the San Fernando Valley a much bigger region comprising all of like Burbank and North Hollywood or Tahunga? I don't know. I really don't know. And I did at least figure out a way. This is wild. So for a while I was just charging my phone at Sunspace. That was working out for me. Now Sunspace is officially closed. Maybe it'll reopen someday in another location, but they're gone from where they are. So I went to the shopping center where I used to charge my phone at when the pandemic started. They have outdoor outlets, and you know, I would go there really early in the morning or after the stores mostly closed and just stand there for like an hour and charge my phone. Went there this morning really early, like 6 a.m. All the outlets were sealed up with like metal plates. I'm like, oh shit, man. Fortunately, the outlets, one of them, I thought they didn't work for a while, but the outlets at the food bank, they're working. And they have a closed off area where it's like, not closed off, it's just, hey Agrippa, they at the food bank, they have an area where it's kind of like they just use it to store stuff. But thank goodness the outlet was working, so I'm like, sweet, I can charge my phone, I can charge my portable phone charger, which I had. I got to figure out another way to charge my phone. Oh, and my shoulder's hurting. This was dumb of me. I was looking down at my phone the whole time while I was charging it. I should have just sat there and read a book or something. They had not free books, but they had books there. I could have just picked one up and read it. I don't really read novels. I don't like reading novels. I'm not into them. It's hard for me to get into them. But they had this one like computer networking architecture book. I'm like, oh, this is interesting, even though I won't really comprehend it. But I looked through like half a page of that or whatever, just skimmed a little bit. But yeah, I gotta do these exercises to not injure, cause a pinched nerve or something, impingement. Because last time I had that, it took a while, like a few weeks to recover, and I couldn't do burpees while I did. It was just hurting way too fucking much. So better prevent that now by trying to touch my shoulder blades in the back, chin tucks, and also it helps to hang from a bar. So whenever I get to the park again, or actually they have pull-up bars here. I don't know if I'll bother today, but go to a pull-up bar, just hang from it for a little bit. I've been pushing myself hard to do burpees every day, even though my body's a little worn out. I just go even harder, you know. Still getting up at 4:30, even though I think today I slept a little past it, past the 4:30. But yeah, so I want to figure out a way to charge my phone that's like ingenious or creative. So what I mean by that is there are those flashlights, and you know, bikes you ride, or those light attachments for bikes that are powered by your pedaling, like kinetic energy. And there's flashlights where they have a crank on them, and you crank them like this, and it charges up their battery a little. In my experience, those are incredibly shitty, but maybe something like that to be able to charge my phone, even though it's really not a great option. The portable solar chargers, I'm not really trying to do. One, they're really expensive, and two, kind of a hassle to use. I mean, think about it. How would I use? Okay, here, yes, I could just use it at the bench. If I say I was, yeah, I guess I could use it in my car too. But basically, the thing is, one, they're really expensive, and two, you need a big one to get a lot of surface area to collect a lot of sun power, solar power. No one ever calls it sun power. And I don't know if that would charge the phone that well, so I don't know how worth it that is. What do I think of the news? I won't. How about I don't say what I think of the news? I just won't say what I think of it. So obviously, a lot of us are in a situation that's really tough right now. I'll say about everyone else, and maybe read between the lines, where we've had the most arrogant, contemptful, hateful, ignorant administration and leadership possible. Narcissistic, racist, that does not care about anyone else. Chris Christie got it. Chris Christie did debate prep for Trump. Trump could have known he had it, and he could have either not given a shit or enjoyed it and wanted Chris Christie to get it. Because Chris Christie got it after doing debate prep for Trump. So over 210,000 people or so have died. Many people are on the verge of homelessness now. Many are already homeless. Many people had to leave where they were living and go somewhere cheaper, move in with family. A lot of people now, like the services, you know, there's not many services for people. Oh, we don't have money. Sorry, just don't have the money. I've heard Republicans say this on interviews. Like, look, we just don't have the money for all these unemployment benefits, and it doesn't make sense to pay people more to stay home than what they were getting paid at work. And it's going to kill more people to stay home and not work than to just go to work and risk the Trump virus. So you know what Trump said, that the cure must not be worse than the problem. It's going to go, he did this moronic hand gesture, it's going to go away like a miracle. Like a miracle. Like, fucking hold his hands still, so see if his mouth still works. People who can't talk without moving their hands like that. Yeah, I do it too sometimes, but I try and be aware of it. This absolutely moronic style of tongue, it's going to go away like a miracle. And you saw him talking, and also there's the climate disaster, which is making this worse. It is hot as hell out. There's wildfires. The air quality is bad in LA. We don't have proper people. Republicans again saying, well, we don't shut down our highways because there's lots of car deaths. Hey, we could very well do things to get rid of car deaths, like have much safer roads, have much more expansive public transportation, bullet trains, high-speed rail, free public transportation. We can't afford it. I'm sorry, it would just simply bankrupt the country. Here's $1.5 trillion to a bunch of big companies that we're going to give immediately without any vote because we need to keep them going. $750 million for Kodak, the film company, to make a Trump virus vaccine, but they can't help regular people. So that's what I think about it. Here's another one, because a lot of conservatives, they're really into the Bible. Thank you, Tony. I question how quality that solar charger is, though. By the way, Trump could already be dead for all I know. His tweets are not looking right. Like, they're hiding so much about it. Oh, he doesn't have a fever. His fever went away. His fever's really bad. He wasn't on oxygen. We can't talk about it. We can't say what his fever is. He could be dead for all we know. We should be getting a stimulus every month, but Chris Christie got it too. But yeah, yeah. Here's a little Bible verse for everyone. Hello, Alejandro. Of course, it's common. In a few weeks or months, 30 to 40 million people could be facing homelessness. But here's a little Bible verse for from that fabricated book that's contemptible. I can't stand. But okay, Bible verse for all the evangelical and Christian Trump supporters. You sow the wind, you reap the whirlwind. You're reaping what you sow, motherfuckers. So. I understand Trump's current wife, Malaria, is still at the White House. She has not joined Donald to be by his side. He is in his presidential suite, which is just for him and Walter Reed. I didn't know this. By the way, I've been to Walter Reed a number of times. I've seen what it's like because, my dad was in the military. I drove him there once or twice. There was the old Walter Reed in D.C., and now there's the one, it moved to Bethesda. And I would take my mom there regularly for exams. Yeah, you get the regular hospital rooms and stuff there. However, Trump gets it's like a 6-room presidential suite that's only for him. He gets his own like living room, dining room, bedroom, like intensive care or whatever. He gets his own special treatment there. So there you go. That's what I think. I can't say what I think, but we'll wait and see. Like I say, he's probably already passed away. So, hey, Donald, we'll miss you, old friend. Everybody do something nice for someone else in his memory. That's what he would have wanted. Compassionate Don, that's what he liked to be known as. He just didn't want any credit for the amazing things he did. He championed racial justice and opening dialogue on race and racial reconciliation, champion the rights of people, underrepresented and marginalized. He spoke about the importance of not, judging immigrants all as just, one group. Speak very plainly about, these are desperate people who need our help. And in many cases, we've destroyed their countries, and now it's time for us to help. So that's how I'll remember him, Compassionate Don. And, oh, man. What it just, a lot of people had wondered until that point, like, could it happen, Could it go there? Could it spread there? Click like, everybody, for more expert analysis. Help the channel out. I'm still dissociating somewhat. It's getting better. It just takes a fuck ton of time. It's been 11 months now since my dissociation, my relapse, and I'm getting much better. It would be cool if I could be back in my life. I think that helps, to be engaged with people more. I did have some luck with that this week. Thank goodness I had film shoots. Didn't once freak out. Didn't once have a dissociative episode. Somebody I worked with on a film shoot before the shutdown, when I was dissociating more, I couldn't even write back then. He asked if I could work on something. That was great. I worked in a hotel for 2 days, and David Liebehart needed a shoot done. So I I worked with him. I shot with David Liebehart, and I will let you all know when that video goes up. It's not going on my channel. I was actually hired by his manager. I got to get out of this. The sun is like moving on the table. I want to sit in the shade. So that was hilarious. David Liebehart is a great showman. We shot for about 90 minutes or so. It was really cool. Yep, we're extras in a Mel Brooks movie. I mean, it is really incredible. Chris Christie. And like I said, Trump probably wanted to give it to him. He apparently knew he had it. He was symptomatic, and then not only that, he was apparently diagnosed. His doctor said 72 hours ago. Then they put out a memo correcting him, saying, no, it wasn't 72 hours. It was just 3 days ago, but not a full 72 hours. So they're obviously covering stuff up. The doctor must have blurted out the truth. We don't even know if he's still alive. And they're not willing to say what his temperature is. So he met with donors who paid $250,000 to meet him. And he was symptomatic apparently, and and looks like he was already diagnosed as positive. He still insisted on doing it. He has utter contempt for people. He doesn't care about anyone. He looks at his donors as suckers apparently, and people he can screw over later. Not only that, in the Rose Garden where they were meeting, where a ton of people, Kellyanne Conway got it, a bunch of other people, they apparently reconfigured the Rose Garden to look the way it did when, I don't know if this is exactly true or not. There's a lot of bullshit that goes around like oh, this is just too poetic, but I heard that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that they arranged the Rose Garden to look at the White House, look how it did when Ruth Bader Ginsburg was appointed to the Supreme Court, as a way of like owning her and mocking her. And now look at that. Now they're all getting the Trump virus. Yeah, that's true, Agrippa. I agree with you there. But they also stand to benefit a lot from him, and they paid like $200,000 or $250,000 to meet with him. And you know, a bunch of people are not in it. By the way, he didn't notify. So apparently before the debate with Biden, he was supposed to be tested on site. He showed up late, so they didn't have time to test him, and supposedly they just trusted him on the honor system. So that means he could very well have been trying to kill Joe Biden. Now, it's totally moot and point, because Republicans lie because it's fun and because they enjoy it. But imagine if Obama had done that before a debate. Trump criticized Obama for his Ebola, the outbreak policy, and that was much less contagious than the Trump virus. But imagine if Obama had done that during a debate. After even a possible exposure, they would have said he was trying to kill his opponent. Trump, who cares? What are you going to do, that little rascal? Okay, damn phone cut out. Scotland, hello. Thank you for that. Yes, the world feels sorry for America. You are right too. Hey, you know what's funny? I know a guy from Scotland. He was a real cool guy. I met him at a film group a couple years ago. We ended up hanging out once. I said, and this was after Trump was president, I said, in Scotland, do you guys all look at us like we're just a joke, like America's a joke for picking Trump? He said, Angelo, we've thought you were a joke since Reagan was president. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it truly, like, they obviously gut all the social, services. If you look at the budget for any kind of social services, homeless assistance, food stamps, it is minuscule compared to the massive amount of budget that goes to, one, corporations, but the police, which again involves corporations. There's all kinds of corporations that are contracted by the police, and the military. But I've literally heard Republicans on interviews on NPR and whatever saying, well, look, as for this proposal of unemployment for everyone, $600 unemployment, and extending that and giving payments, stimulus payments every month to people, we simply don't have the money for that. It's not an option. It would bankrupt the country. Yet they found $1.5 trillion to give immediately without a vote to big companies once the pandemic started and the shutdown started. They gave $750 million to Kodak, the film company, to just go on an adventure and try their hand at making a vaccine for the Trump virus. They could have given that to regular people. It would have helped so much more. And now I don't even know if my food stamps are going to go through because I messed up. I didn't put the date on the form I had to submit after 6 months of having them to like renew my food stamps. Can you imagine that? You have to renew it in America. I don't know how that works in other countries. Damn it, the sun's moving, so I'm not getting the shade from the tree. So I forgot the date. They mailed it back, but I didn't get it in time, or I barely got it in time because they said you got to fill it out, and they didn't just put the date themselves. Because, and I had to, put my income and stuff, verify all that, because if I didn't send it by October 1st, they were going to cancel my food stamps. I'd have to reapply, which is going to be a bigger pain in the ass now because I don't have my laptop anymore. I mean, I can't use my laptop. The place I used as an office is closed now. It was a theater that closed. The owner was cool with me, and he let me use it like an apartment. So it's closed, so I'd have to reapply. Now I didn't check my mailbox because I don't have the money to drive to my mailbox that often. It's a few miles away usually from where I am. I don't have gas money for that, and the wear on my car and everything. So, oh, this bird's interesting. So I mailed it out like 3 days before the end of September. I hope it got to their social services office in time. I tried calling the social worker on the number. I cannot get through to him. It's endless menus. Oh, and then finally I got on hold, not to talk to the social worker, but just to a customer service representative who can try and do something. The wait was 30 minutes. If you're on benefits in Scotland, I guess you're saying, you normally have to redo forms every year. Yeah. I know. Well, look, I get it because I used to be a part of it. I used to be a conservative. I don't understand how you can remain a conservative once you become more informed. Like, once you start seeing stories of, like, how black people are brutalized in this country and poor people are disrespected, and you see how people look at you for being poor. And I don't just mean now, me. I mean, like, back when I was working customer service jobs and stuff, like just realizing how rich people looked down with disdain on poor people and a lot of black people. I used to work with a lot of black people in service jobs, especially at a movie theater. It was almost like all black employees, working the registers and cleaning the theaters, seeing the way people treated people. And even though I was a staunch conservative back then, it just started things turning for me a little bit as far as realizing, oh, like, no matter how much I may have thought I was like in with them, that one day I'll be one of them, like I'll work my way up in this corporation and I'll be rich, I would never be one of them because I don't hold those same views, even though I had, bad views too. Like, I held views that were, like ignorant and supportive of, these horrible policies and ignorant of racism and stuff. And I held these views. I didn't like it. It just started making me real. Oh, it took many years, but like it over time to realize how screwed up this is. I'm sure I don't realize the extent of it. I gotta find somewhere else to sit. The sun is not cooperating. It is moving off this tree. But yeah, America, everybody feels sorry for America because we're like the richest country in the world, and yet you look around and you see so many poor people, so many sick people, homeless people. And then what they teach is to hate those same people and say it's their fault they're poor, sick, and homeless. I see how hard it is to get a job even though I'm of sound mind and I have a car and I have a computer, sort of, right now it's sort of very limited access to it, and I have a phone, a smartphone I can use to apply for, and I still see how hard it is. I got to shower in the street when it's cold. I got to shave when it's a total pain in the ass with these cheap ass razors that barely work. Anyways, yeah, so that's what I think of Trump getting the Trump virus. What a name. And what he said about climate change was so pathetic and bullyish and shameful. Somebody was telling him, you know, the wildfires are terrible and stuff. It's getting hotter every year. There's millions of acres being burned. It's worse than ever. And he was sitting there just contemptful of them. And he said, well, what's your plan? You know, the scientist said, like, what's your plan? What are you going to do? And he's like, he's such a coward. He's like, he crossed his arms were crossed. He's like, it's going to get a lot cooler. You just watch. And the scientist laughed, and he's like, well, unfortunately, none of the science confirms this. And he said, well, science doesn't know. Believe me, it's going to get cooler. It's not even a response. It's a total joke. I don't understand how reporters, they have no dignity. They keep questioning Trump like he's going to give some real answer for something. Like, just stop showing up to these press briefings. Are you kidding me? I've quit jobs for way less than that. Once I know my boss is a coward, and Trump's not their boss directly, but they treat him like it, like they want their fucking, you know, nose up his ass. I just, like, if I know my boss is a coward, I'm like, oh, I'm already planning my way out. May as well go to the latrine right now. Click like, everyone. Oh, I look kind of like a character from Witness. Damn, see this hole in my pants? It's been getting bigger and bigger, and these jeans have held up so damn well. I hate getting jeans, because to get good ones, you got to get expensive ones. Someone gave these to me. Damn phone cut out again. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, I may as well go to the bathroom before I really have to go. But yeah, behind me, you can't really tell on camera. The sky is covered in smoke. I guess it's a controlled fire they talked about, like 20 miles, 25 miles that way. Maybe further than that. Yesterday you could see the column of smoke a lot more clearly. Now it's kind of spread out all over the mountains. So it's like a haze. And I can't be working on my computer writing anymore, so I just exercise, I practice my Spanish, kill time. Try and think of ideas. I still take notes on my screenplays I'm writing. That was my biggest activity while Sunspace was still open, but now I want to keep just getting better, losing weight. I've lost over 19 pounds last time I weighed myself, so that's good. I'm not bragging about it. I just, you know, want to keep going. Don't want to lose progress now. All right. I'm going to mute the camera. By the way, here's a tip. Thank you, L. I can't see screen. L. Morris. You have to go say thank you. Yes, appreciate it. By the way, if you ever porta potty, the lock is broken off. What I do, just put a stick in there, slide it through here. I put that stick in there yesterday, and it's worked pretty well. The same dynamic you're talking about, Annabelle and South. That's right. Yeah. Yep. Not much has changed in this country. And the same arguments against civil rights. Oh, they're agitators. They're communists. I swear I listen to these guys, Eric Harley and Gary McNamara, every night, like 4 nights a week for years. And they're like, Colin Kaepernick's a communist. He wants communism here. He's a liar. He's lying about police brutality. That's what they fucking said in the 50s and 60s. What makes you dopes think you're any better than the the segregationists of that era? That's why I say they're the two most racist hosts on radio. There may be a single host who's more racist. That might be Chris Plant. But as far as two pair, oh, it's easily Eric Harley and Gary McNamara. Red Eye Radio. Fucking dopes. Click like, everybody. Helps the video out. Jesus, phone's hot. Still got plenty of charge. 8%. That's good. I wish I could find a place around here that's good to sleep in. I sort of can. The problem is... if I park on the street, a lot of places, the traffic goes way too fast. It is scary. There are other people do it in RVs, but if you're in a car, and I've slept in areas where speed limits were lower and it was still too scary. Cars are loud as shit, especially trucks, garbage trucks. Oh man, they're so loud when they're driving by and you're trying to sleep. They sound like they're going to hit you. And it shakes the road when they go by fast. It rocks the road left and right. So it's like, I can't sleep in that. I don't see how you could sleep in an RV in that. And I've seen cars along the side of the road destroyed, hit from people, and obviously I've had that happen too. So, you know, I don't want to risk that if I don't have to. I like parking in areas where I know it's much quieter. I don't know in this area where exactly that's possible, because I can tell by looking at the parking lots they don't want you to park there. Other places, I can tell they don't care, and I can see other people sleeping there overnight. What time is it? Should I have my protein shake now? It's been almost 2 hours since I ate, but I'll wait a little. Why not? I'm trying to lose weight. Whoa. And this job search is so tricky. In fact, one job I applied to months ago just got back to me. I'm like, oh shit, I applied to them a long time ago. Now they want to set up an interview? And it just seems like a company that doesn't give a shit either. And it's like, I'm not sure how much I want to do this. And I'd rather do this cleaning job because I'll have no... I don't know if I'm literally going to be around no one, but at least I'm very limited in who I'm around, because I'll be cleaning closed down buildings. Maybe I'll be cleaning with other people, but hopefully we'll all have, you know, good protective gear on. They said they'll provide it, and if anyone ignores that shit, I'm liable to just leave, because I'm like, I don't care. I can take money I make for a little while there and make it last a long time. And I almost have everything I need to change my own oil. All I need now is, other than the oil, is jack stands, actually. I'm trying to think, do I need anything else? Because I got all the tools I need, the socket, the oil filter wrench. Yeah, just jack stands. And I'll want 4 so I can rotate my tires. So it's going to be a little pricey, but over time it'll save me money and time going to the mechanic. And also, maybe, you know, it'll be an opportunity to start doing it for other people as well and make a little money doing that. I'll wait to have this. I got this from the food bank too. Not paying for that in the store. But this job is taking so long. It's been like 6 weeks now, 5 or 6 weeks. I've been trying to get it. And this guy, he broke his word, you know. He said he'd call back that same day or the next day about, or maybe it was tomorrow and the next day, but for interviews. It's been since September 14th. So almost 3 weeks. And I've left, I don't know how many messages. 1, 2 a week? I'm not sure. and I just sent him another email, but they're closed until Monday. But I'm thinking I should just start calling every day. Because what do I care? They're already blowing me off. So if they get tired of me, big deal, kick me out. I don't lose anything. At least I, didn't just wait. At least I stood up for myself a little bit. But yeah, what the hell? I'm doing what I'm supposed to, and supposedly I was pretty much assured I would get an interview. And they're not doing it. And it's a job placement company, so it's not just like a regular company where I'd say, oh well, that they don't want to. This place, they're supposed to be like following up with everyone. Really? I don't even understand what the whole waiting process was for. They could have just told me send your resume here and apply. Instead, I had to go through like 3 different orientations to get to that point, all weeks apart. So even getting a job right now is a huge pain in the ass. Oh, and also I got this lubrication for my locks on my doors. It's helping them a lot. So far it's working great, called Tri-Flow. And it's meant for bicycle chains. It's a quick drying lubrication, so it evaporates quickly, but it still leaves the lubricant. And my keys were getting jammed up in my car. In the ignition, it's still a little sticky pulling it out, but I don't know what to do. Maybe I need a new key cut. Maybe I need a new ignition lock, or ignition cylinder, whatever you call it. But yeah, it helps a lot. I couldn't go in the front door, the driver's door of my car for a while, and now I can go in very easily. It's almost perfect, I'd say. This lube is great. $5, I got it on Amazon. Normally it's in bike stores. I looked up the bike locations that would have it. They're all closed. And click like, everyone. Helps the video out. Helps this hobo out. Just noticed I have this other pocket in my bag for my water bottles. Favorite horror movie? I'm not that into horror, but I love The Exorcist. That's a great one. I've seen it several times. Drag Me to Hell is great as well. Maybe someday I'll direct a horror movie. I don't know. It'd have to be very, it would have to have a very strong story for me to do it. I want to think of something. Gone Girl, in a way, is almost like a horror movie. Oh, and I will say some of the Romero movies. Night of the Living Dead, that's a great one. And what's the one in the shopping mall? It's not Dawn of the Dead, is it? Or is that Day? Maybe it is. Is that Dawn of the Dead? Because Day of the Dead, that's the one in the 80s, right? Yeah, I guess Dawn of the Dead was the one in the shopping mall. That was good. And Land of the Dead, I like that a lot as well, even though it was a little weak in certain areas. I thought the protagonist was kind of, what's his name? The actor, Sean Baker or something. Just as written, he's got no flaws. There's nothing really that deep about him. But it was fun. It was good. And supposedly Romero made a bunch of, I couldn't keep track of, like, a bunch of zombie movies even after that were super low budget. I couldn't keep track of them, and I never saw them. I will say also a great horror movie that not many people have seen. I think it's like 1979. I want to lie down. Peter Weir film. Peter Weir from, Year of Living Dangerously, Master and Commander. whole bunch of other movies. I'm trying to think what he's even directed. I can't think now. Like, he's directed a ton of movies. I didn't see it, but like The Way Back Home with Colin Farrell, Ed, what's his name from The Abyss? Ed Harris. But he directed a movie, I think, in 1979 that's pretty scary called The Plumber. And it's basically about this narcissistic plumber, and it's an Australian film that terrorizes this woman who, like, he's kind of like, like a classic creep character, like a Gollum or something. Like, he breaks your heart, he gets sympathy. He's like, oh, he's just misunderstood. And she's like, oh, well, yeah, maybe I was too hard on him. And then he just invades her life and gets in way too deep, and it's absolutely, it's so effective, it's so good. And basically he just like completely takes over her home slowly, step by step. And it's called The Plumber. It's really good. And that reminds me, I'm trying to think of another one like that. Oh, The Guest. That same similar idea, even though The Guest is a lot more sort of campy and a lot more fun and over the top. The Guest is good. I don't know if that's really horror. It combines a lot of stuff, but that is excellent. From Simon, what's the writer's name? Simon Barrett. Click like, please. Helps the channel out, helps the video out. This is like my job right now until I get an actual job, and I've been trying for weeks. I'm gonna fucking call them every day asking for them to get this guy to call me back, and email them every fucking day until they either get me an interview or kick me out. Because this is not like just a normal company trying to do that, where it's like, oh, okay, they don't want me. They're supposed to. It's a job placement company. I'm enrolled with them. And this job would be so great for me. Oh shit. To clean buildings, and it's full time. Because I get to be largely by myself, no customers. And if I'm in buildings, I'm thinking I can, at least plug in my phone, charge it. I'll have bathrooms I can use, even though most workplaces have bathrooms, but that'll be really great. And pays decently. Thank you, Genold. Appreciate it. I don't think I've ever seen you here. I don't remember you. I was lying down on a park bench. Really great being in LA. I am glad I'm here, even though sometimes it's so frustrating. But it's really amazing being here. I can't get over it. Even though I worry this is going to be like one of the epicenters of climate change disaster with all the fires and the horrible air quality and earthquakes. We had a decent sized one. And the thing is, it wasn't huge on the Richter scale, but it was somewhat close by. Man, that fucking bounced me around. It was a few weeks ago. And I was indoors for that one. Several earthquakes. I've just been in my car, and I can feel my car shaking. And I'm wondering, like, oh, is that like the wind? Because sometimes if the wind blows hard, it'll shake my car. Or I'm like, or is someone pushing down on the trunk of my car? Like, what the hell? And I'll realize, like, oh, it's an earthquake. Like, that's why my car is rocking back and forth. And my allergies are starting to act up. Oh, man. Maybe I should just make a doctor's appointment soon. I have Medi-Cal, the free health insurance. Thank goodness. I did get a flu shot. Very important to get. Um, but maybe I should go to a doctor about my allergies and, get tested. Because in last winter, they were so painful. My sneezing was so bad. it was making my ribs hurt, and I couldn't sit down at work at the and work at the library. And I was on film shoots where I'd start coughing like crazy. I felt so bad. Where the actors had to stop and let me cough, and I would have cough drops on me constantly, but it's just awful. So I want to go to a doctor and see if I can get whatever the most powerful stuff they got, injections, whatever. But they'll have to test me for allergens to see what it is, because it's only in the winter, at least last winter here. Summer, I'm totally fine here, and in Virginia, it's the total opposite. In winter, I'm fine. In summer, my allergies are bad. But the difference is in Virginia, Claritin works for me. It reduces my allergies a lot. In LA, they didn't work at all. Nothing worked. Although I didn't try nasal sprays. Maybe that would have helped. I don't know. I'm doubting it. But I'm just noticing lately a little bit, like just a sneeze. I sneeze once in a while. Just a little bit congested, like certain times of day, like morning or evening. So I got to get tested at some point for allergens. And that would be a good reason to have a home, to be able to stay the fuck inside when it's when my allergies are acting up. I just want to take a nap. I'm tired of holding this phone. Let's see if I can angle this. You all can barely see me. Yeah, that's alright. Guess we'll hide this fucking bottle. Don't give anyone any ideas. Oh, hey man, can I have that? Nice out here though. Because parking lot's closed, so there's not many people in the park, at least during the day, and you have to park on the street, and then street parking gets filled up really fast at night. So right now there's like almost nobody else in this huge park. It's great. Can't wait to lose at least another 20 pounds, but really 30. At least 30. I know I probably should lose 35 or 40. But I can't believe how it all snuck up on me, the weight. So I got to be mindful of that. Yeah, I just want to nap. I'm not even really tired. I just am fatigued. I want to rest. I don't feel like getting up either. Should I stop the stream? How many people? I can't see the screen at all right now. How many people are here? 9 people? Oh, that's a lot. I'm doing all right. But Sunspace is closed. That's the theater I was working out of during the day. The owner would let me use the toilet there. This morning I had to use the food bank bathroom to take a dump, and I charged my phone there. So fortunately, if I go early in the morning, the food bank's not busy. They only have one bathroom. Apparently someone destroyed the other bathroom. So, but this one's nicer than the old one. And, I got to rely on that or the porta potties out here at the dam. I have a feeling I'm going to have to take a big one later, either tonight or tomorrow, because I know I didn't get it all out of me. And I'm waiting on a job, trying to get it. Been talking to this job placement company, And for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they've not followed up for an interview for this job I applied for, even though they're supposed to. They said they would. This guy went against his word. I've left him multiple messages. I can never get him on the phone, and he's not calling back. So as far as I'm concerned, he broke his word. So that already is like low character. And I'm going to start calling every day and emailing every fucking day to get an interview. And here's my thinking. Basically, I have to stand up for myself. Otherwise, it just makes me like a coward. Like either I try it and they give me an interview, or they kick me out. Which fine. It's the same as if I don't try, because they're not helping me. I've had to go to like 3 orientations online that were weeks apart. Also, I could send my resume to this guy who's not following up with me, and he's supposed to. It's not like a regular company. It's a job placement company. It's fucking hell, man. I just want to relax. I worked with David Liebehart this week. That was a lot of fun. And overall, I'm doing all right. Um, my car's running great. I'm getting the tools I need to do my own oil changes. The only thing I need really now, other than oil, is 4 jack stands to do the tire rotations. And after that, it takes time to get people's, interest and trust to work on their cars. But it would be good to make a little money working on other people's cars, just for like oil changes, simple things like that. I could rotate tires. Not much else. There's not a whole lot I can do. I can replace a trunk latch, clean the battery terminals. I got to make money somehow. And now I'm trying to do it on YouTube. This is my only job right now. I can't even work on my laptop writing screenplays because I don't have anywhere to use my laptop anymore. Sunspace closed. The libraries are closed. Cafes are closed. At least indoors. So I have nowhere to plug in my laptop. And these jackasses in the government are walking around infecting each other like I think Trump enjoyed infecting other people like Chris Christie, but and he wanted to infect Biden, but like they have no concern for anyone's lives but their own. I'm just relaxing on a park bench. 14 people here, wow. Hello, everyone. Click like, helps the video out, helps me survive. How am I surviving out on a park bench? My car is running very well. I'm learning more every day about how to fix it. I hope to never go to a fucking goddamn mechanic again. Spending money on them. When the timing belt needs to be changed, I'd rather change it myself. Next car I get, if I get another car, maybe this car will last me until the day when, they're all electric cars or something. That'd be fine too. I don't need to fix my own car, thank goodness. But even my timing belt, it'll probably be due around 250,000 miles, so that's another 70,000 or 80,000. Wait, no, 70,000 miles. I'd rather do it myself, save a few $100. But yeah, it's running really well. Maybe at some point I'll replace the radiator. It's fine. It's not losing coolant. It's not overheating. I'll check it again just to make sure. But I think really it's as long as I keep the radiator cap on as tight as I can get it without turning it too hard because the latch to stop it and lock it in place broke. It's not losing coolant. I've been checking it for weeks. So it's running really well. Main thing is just clean it, baby it, even though you really don't need to with a Toyota Camry. Get regular oil changes. Shaving with cheap ass dollar store razors, which you can't rinse them out. They don't. There's no unless you have like a jet propelled, water source. It's not going to get the razor unclogged. What you have to do is get a wet paper towel and wipe it side to side and get it in there, and it'll clear out the mess, and then you can keep shaving. So it's kind of good in a way because it means I don't have to try and squirt water out of a water bottle with a nozzle on it to clean my razor blades. I can do it in my car and just use a wet paper towel, so it kind of works. Shit, can't see. Uh, I'm not even answering that question about squishy socks. This is your first stream. You live in Florida. Oh, that's terrible. And you're 100% open. Yeah, DeSantis is an absolute jackass. And that's why it's people like that. The reason why much of the world feels sorry for America because they know we're screwed over by our own incompetent people who don't believe in science. And our own press are such bootlickers. They love like little puppies. Like, please, sir, Mr. Trump, give us a bone, give us a little milk. We'd like it, please. They don't want to criticize anyone seriously. And a lot of them are way too friendly with, the government, and they throw parties together, and they're friends in real life. It's pathetic. Yeah, I think at least LA has a better idea of how to deal with this than other places. In Virginia, I know bars are open, but they're limited capacity and stuff. Here, what's the point? Yeah, I get it. It's like they got to make money, but the government should be helping people with that. Instead, they're acting like, geez, sorry, we just don't have money. Oh, here's $750 million, Kodak, to develop a vaccine. Just try it. You're a big company. You can commandeer the resources. Just try it, even though you're not a medical company. And even if they were, why isn't the government, working on this themselves to give a free vaccine to everybody? Hell, if Republicans had their way, we wouldn't even have parks like this where I am. I'd have to be stuck in my car all day. Now you'd think Oh, if they love America, that's always their problem. They say, black people and brown people, they don't love America. They always want to criticize things. Well, how come when Republicans want to criticize things and tear down things, it's not hating America? It's just, well, come on, it's a park, it's a waste. It's just whatever Whitey says. I don't even know if I'll rent a place once I get a job. I'm thinking just keep the money. I'm not even going to be able to keep it. I got to pay down my credit cards, but just pay down what I can, keep the rest. Why bother? Yeah, I'll have a place to shit, and I'll have a place to, I don't know, maybe I will need it. I'll have a place to, um, what's the word? What am I thinking? Work on my laptop to write and occasionally watch movies, but it's going to cost so much money. I'm not sure it's really worth it for me. And plus, the job's only 6 months, so I'd have to be out of there in less than that. So, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking just stay in my car. So far, I haven't minded showering early in the morning. Only thing kind of bothers me is shaving and taking shits. So I have it better than most, I think, who are homeless because I'm not stuck on a sidewalk or on the street, which is just an awful existence. Um, Not that everyone who does it is miserable. Some people say they love it, but it shouldn't, but it's still a result of the indifference and hostility towards poor people that they're even in that position. Quick like everyone helps the video out. There's the channel. Been going for an hour. I'm not trying to go all day on these streams, especially since my ability to charge my battery is limited. I'm gonna get going. Thanks for watching, everybody. I should keep lying down. What am I doing? And subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Share the videos. Go back through the old ones. There's a lot of good ones. Cooking recipes, funny ones about my Annandale landlord, and who I hope is not getting paid from any of her tenants now. All right. Bye.